Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to my channel. This afternoon, again, I bring you a very interesting topic. And today, briefly, I'm going to be speaking about traction alopecia. I feel like I've spoken about alopecia before, but today I'm trying to break down the different kinds of alopecia that we have so that you guys can fully understand what alopecia is. The last video that I made, I talked in general about alopecia, but now I'm going to be making different videos and trying to break down the different alopecia that we have. Once again, I welcome you to my channel. My name is Ola Additional. I am the founder and creator of All Things Natural. All Things Natural is a hair care and skin care line. I use herbs to create products that you can use to treat your hair and your skin. So I will jump right into it. What is alopecia? Alopecia is hair loss. Alopecia just simply means an abnormal hair loss. Very recently, all I've been hearing about is hair loss. My hair is thinning. I'm losing hair on my edges. My hair is falling out. It's like the common thing that I hear that people talk about, hair loss. And I feel like it's common. It's something that is common to women, even men. You will see balding men, and we just assume that it's normal that they're balding. It's not normal. Something is going on within. So today I am just going to focus on traction alopecia. Traction alopecia happens to affect mostly women, and unfortunately, 3 out of 5 women would complain about this particular kind of hair loss, traction alopecia. What is traction alopecia? Traction alopecia is just when there's too much pulling on a particular, going in a particular direction. Your hair is being pulled in a particular direction all of the time. Example is if you're constantly wearing weaves, you're constantly wearing braids, you're constantly wearing wigs, you can suffer from traction alopecia. Traction occurs when you braid your hair or your hair is normally styled in a ponytail style, going all the way. The stress is on the perimeter of the hair. Why is the stress on the perimeter of the hair? The stress is on the perimeter of the hair because the edges of the hair, the perimeter of the hair, are the thinnest. They are the thinnest. Your edges are the thinnest, going from the front all the way to the back. Those are the thinnest part of the hair, and any form of pressure on that part would normally make your hair to break. So when there's too much pulling, when there's a constant braids, there's a constant weaves, there's a constant crochet, there's a you're constantly doing, attaching something to your hair or experimenting with a particular style all the time, that can cause traction because now there's so much pressure on a particular spot that your hair now start falling off. Unfortunately, so many people do not realize when people reach out and say my hair is falling out, and I ask them, so what is your routine? What do you do? How do you keep your hair? And they're telling me that they're braiding their hair 365 days in the year. They don't seem to realize that that is the problem. And I feel for the set of people who cannot carry their natural hair. I understand now that the rave is to have straight, shining, and silky hair. Unfortunately, not all of us can have straight, shining, and silky hair. Some of us are meant to have lovely, kinky hair. Some of us are meant to have short hair. And I understand, the pressure of wanting to feel among. Unfortunately, for you to see a change, you must be willing to reduce the amount of wigs and braids and ponytails and all of that you put your hair. Your hair needs to be able to breathe. If your hair is not able to breathe, then you would see the loss. You will experience hair loss. Your edges would gradually start retracting. There will be a receding hairline, and it is common. I have also, suffered from it, because there was a time that my hair always had to be in braids, and going to school as a cosmetologist, I started realizing that traction alopecia was something that I had to deal with. So I had to stop all of those braids and wigs and weaves and all of that to be able to see a noticeable growth in my hair. So the first step is for you to make a conscious effort. It's for me basically it's just about decision. It's about what do you want? You want to keep the braids, you want to keep the weaves, or you want to lose your hairline and to completely lose it. I know of some people that their hair starts from here all the way back. It means they've lost all the hair in the front and it starts in the middle. I see that. So it is left for you. It is going to be left for you to decide if that is what you want. Do you want to continually suffer from a receding hairline, or you want to take a break, and allow your hair some space, allow it to grow back? Unfortunately, some people who suffer from traction alopecia might never just, regain that hair back. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound harsh, but this is just the reality of it, because for some people it's been years and years of braids. It has been years and years of ponytails. It has been years and years of wigs, and so unfortunately the hair follicles are dead. And once the hair follicles are dead, I honestly, within my own understanding, I don't know what can be done to revive that hair follicles. If you catch retracting traction alopecia, if you catch on it early, if you've not gone too far into it, there's hope that your hair would grow back. All you have to do is just stop the braids, stop the wigs, and allow your hair to breathe on its own. And with proper and good maintenance using hair growing oils, it can work. So now I've been told that there are steroids that can be given to cause the hair follicles to grow back. I've heard that. I am not sure how that works, but I know that most people also react to steroids. So it might not be a way to go for everybody. And I've also been told by people who have taken steroids that it doesn't actually do the work that they thought that it was going to do. So I feel like you don't have to go through that process. You don't have to get to that point where things get so bad that you now have to stop. So with traction alopecia, if it's something that is bothering you, if you just realize that all your edges are just you're going bald in your edges, or you're losing hair in your edges or at the back of your hair, and it's starting to bother you, and if you know that you are that kind of person that is always in wigs and in braids and in all of that, then I think it is time to take a step back, assess what is going on, and stop. It is time for a change in your hair routine. It's either one of or two things. It's either you stop the weaves and the braids and the wigs, or you continue and still, you know, continue losing your hair. There's no, I feel like there's no magic. There's no magic that you can do. It's either one or two things. You just have to come to the decision of making a choice, either of the right choice or the other way. You just have to make a choice, because traction alopecia is real common. I tell you, wigs are fancy. See, wigs are they are very fancy. It's like occasionally I wear wigs, like sometimes that I just want to switch it up and do something different. I wear wigs, and I've gotten so many compliments from this wig. This wig, yes, when I wear it, I get so many compliments, but I also realize that it's not something that I want to do constantly all the time. So sometimes when I wear this wigs, it might just be twice in a week, and then sometimes I'm uncomfortable. I'm pulling the wig to the side, pulling it to the left, pulling it to the center, and it's going in different directions. But I try not to do it because I have suffered. I am still suffering from traction alopecia. Unfortunately, nothing can be done about it if the hair follicles are dead. Now, is traction alopecia a medical condition? No, it's not a medical condition. It's just, the psychology, the body shaming, the trauma for some people that comes with it, you know, the level of discomfort of not being able to wear your hair in a particular way that you would actually really like to wear it because you suffer from traction alopecia. So I would say again, if it is something that you caught on early, you can actually, it has a solution. And the solution is to stop, stop the weaves, stop the braids, and allow your hair to grow back. And while you're allowing your hair to grow back, you also want to have a good hair care routine. Most people do not have any hair care routine. Most people don't have. When they talk to me about, oh, my hair is dry, my hair is this, and I ask them, what do you use? They don't use anything. Some people are like, I don't like grease on my hair. I don't have like oil on my scalp. You know, some people don't just like anything on their scalp, on their hair. But I tell you, your hair is not just going to grow. It's not magic. As with anything in life, if you want to see a difference, you need to be able to put work into it. So if you do not put work into it, it is not going to, you're not going to see any changes. So if you catch on it early, you stay away from the wigs, your hair is going to grow back. And the way that your hair is going to grow back is that you take care of your hair. You have a good oil treatment, you have a good shampoo, a good conditioner. For those of us that have kinky hair, you need to have a detangler. You need to have pH balanced products. All of your products, make sure that they are pH balanced. They are not overly alkaline. They are not even alkaline. You want to make sure that your products are acidic and they are in the level of the good acidic. So you have to put work into it. For those that, it's been years and years of braids and it looks as if nothing can be done, I am not a medical professional. I'm not going to come here and say that there's no hope, because I believe that there's hope for everything. There's hope for everybody. My advice to you would be, go and see a medical practitioner and let them assess you and see what is going to work for you. For some people, the steroids might work, but I know that 10 out of maybe 5 out of 7 people complain that the steroids have has like an effect that they cannot cope with, and they're not even really seeing changes. So we don't want it to get to the point where we start taking steroids just to make our hair grow. So do whatever it is that you need to do. But if you know that it hasn't gotten bad, you catch it on time. Catching it on time is the best, and that's just traction alopecia for you. That's traction alopecia for us. In my next video, I'm going to be talking another kind of alopecia. I believe that I have talked about postpartum alopecia, and this is traction. The next one, we're going to talk about the other different kinds of alopecia that we have, because with alopecia, people suffer different kinds of alopecia depending on what is going on, going on within them. So not everybody is going to necessarily suffer from traction. Not everybody is necessarily going to suffer from postpartum. Some will be areata, some will be androgenetic, there's all kinds. So in the next video, I'm going to share about another kind of alopecia. I hope that we can learn from this video. I hope that we can take to the advice. This is just an advice, and I hope that we can take to this advice and stick with it and do what we need to do to be able to see that hair growth. Thank you today for today's video. Thank you for sharing. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, and God bless you.